let's talk something you should never do when you've got driver in your hand. Okay, everyone's looking for longer distance. Everyone's looking to hit it further and enjoy that hit with driver. As we get older, or if we're new to the game, there's pitfalls, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we try and hit the ball really hard, lose a bit of balance, lose a bit of stability, but often lean back a little bit, trying to get the ball in the air.
Yeah.
Out of sequencing, massive block, big hook, or both.
None are enjoyable.
Definitely don't want either. I mean, especially in this, left's no good here.
This is the 15th here at Mottram, and absolutely terrible hole. Now, I'm guilty of this now, and we've done some exercise before, probably 6-7 months ago, which helped me. So this is why I want to sort of revisit this, because I've seen it so much on the lesson tee with senior golfers who are trying to find that power, this sort of pitfall of leaning back.
Yeah, I think the minute we try and hit it that little bit harder, we lose our sequencing and rhythm a bit, and then your body's natural reaction is to always stop you falling off balance. So if you're starting to come faster and faster and faster, you can't hold that, well, ultimately you're going to topple over towards the ball. So your body's way of cheating out of that is to lean back and counterbalance the opposite way, which, as we know with drivers, no good in terms of club face.
No. Stability, control goes out the window. So we're going to start today with now giving you some information on 2 exercises you can do before every round, and they will take probably less than 5 minutes for you to work through, and then something for you to take to the golf course.
So let's move into 2 things you can do before you get to the golf course to try and move the hips a little bit better and move this upper body a little bit better, so we're not leaning back so much towards the ball. So firstly, Alex, we're going to jump down on the floor.
Okay.
So these can be done on the first tee if you can bear it. Nice day like this, it's fine.
Early morning on a Saturday, probably don't do it.
No, or bring a big towel. And secondly, in the locker room, or you can even do this, before you leave for the course. There's no restriction to it really. So firstly, what we're going to do is just lay down on the ground here. And then all we're going to do is, if you bring your feet flat and the arms are going to come out to the side, we're looking for about a football width in between the legs here, and you're literally just going to drop your knees down, try and tuck this outside one like this. You can rest your head all the way back.
Yeah.
And then we're just moving side to side, nice and smooth.
So what's this going to help in the golf swing?
So what we're doing here is we're just moving the hips like this, internally, externally, while I've got my upper body still. So we're creating that little bit of separation, which is so important for driver, as we know. And then secondly, what we're going to do is the upper body version of this. Okay. So you can literally roll across onto your side, so you hardly have to go anywhere. If I bring myself into what we know as a fetal position, knees up, roughly level with the hips here, one arm down on the floor, we're going to meet it on top with the other arm straight. And now you're just going to do the opposite movement. I'm just going to take my upper body and open it as wide as I can like this. Nice and smooth. The lower body stays still. Create this separation element. So let's say I've done my 10 reps here, and then all I'm going to do is flip myself over. So I'll roll across to the other side
and repeat the whole thing.
And repeat this way. So we're getting both left and right, opening out chest, shoulders, rib cage, and the lower body stays still. Nice and simple. Okay,
fantastic. So just to give people a bit of an insight into why that happens and why we need to do those exercises, what we're targeting there, and in a golf sort of environment, we know what we're targeting down the floor, but how does that help us when I'm stood here now swinging the golf club? How is that going to benefit us?
Yeah, I think one of the key things is, particularly with driver or woods, is that we know the clubs are longer, there's a bit more demand on the body. So if we're less mobile, we're more likely to fall into bad habits. So things like trying to get here. If I'm missing this extra rotation through my lead hip and through my rib cage, I'm never going to cover and get on top of the ball as well, particularly at pace. The faster we swing, the harder everything and the greater the demands become. So what we're looking for is to achieve that all-in-one mobility. And the key areas really that are required to hit a good drive. So that stops us being tempted to lean back more this way. Okay. Now we know in an ideal world there's more to it. We'd need some lower body strength, some stability, but this is just sort of scratching the surface of a couple of basics that people can do really quickly.
Okay, so it's going to help us get more separation, it's going to help us get into this lead side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now before we get into the golf element, hopefully you're really enjoying this video so far. If you are, don't forget to hit that big thumbs up button and subscribe. Also, we've got some news. So we teased this about 2 or 3 weeks ago here on the channel. In a few weeks' time, we're going to have some videos going up, which are going to be step-by-step guides on how you can really start to improve your golf. Not just scratching the surface as we're doing here, but actually some in-depth courses for you. So keep your eyes on the channel for that. So golf-wise now, I like to keep things simple, and I want us to sort of work as a concept here. Now in reality we do want to hit up on driver,
Yeah, of course.
But I think, like we said, this probably falls into that pitfall. So what two things you think about. I want you to be able to pose that finish with your right shoulder as best you can pointing to target. Now, if we're struggling with mobility, maybe not right shoulder, but essentially pose that finish. And if we get a little bit of a close-up here on the golf ball, I want us to imagine, now, this is sort of reality and feelings. So say my driver was this T-peg, right? In reality, we want to feel as though we're hitting it up. But we know this is we're going to find it hard to get through the golf ball this way. So if we use this logo on the ball here, split that golf ball in two, can we feel we're trying to meet it almost like flat rather than really ascending? Those two factors I think will really help us stop that leaning back to start with and be a little bit of an easier directive down the ball. So nice and simple, we're trying to feel it's not this way, we're trying to feel that we're hitting it more flatter, so our angle of attack would hopefully be somewhere sort of around 0 rather than trying to be 2 or 3. And for many of us, when we're doing this, it probably feels a little bit on the down.
Yeah.
And we create, as best we can, this sort of move. Now, I think Nat would agree with this. I would rather you make a slower move, but more balanced, and create some good actual mechanics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Out of control.
Yeah, a slightly slower swing hitting the club face square is definitely more beneficial than trying to rip the back doors out of it and falling over.
I've been there, I'm guilty of that. Don't
We all are. I still try it and I know better.
So hopefully you really enjoyed that video. It's going to help you get through the golf ball. Use those exercises not just before round.
Yeah, I mean, these are 2 exercises you can do at home as homework while the TV's on. The majority of stuff we do is multifunctional. You can do it on the first tee, you can do it at home, you can do it in the office, get up, standing from your desk, just get moving.
Exactly that. Now, if you want to hear more about what Nat's got on social media and her website, the link to all that is down below. Thanks for watching.